What's up, guys? Welcome back to Naybor Games. I am your host Naybor, and today we're going to dive in with a little bit of information about the newest TCG expansion for Pokemon Sun and Moon Lost Thunder. In today's episode, we're going to cover cards that aren't GXs or Prism Stars that I think have some pretty decent abilities or attacks that are really going to shake up the format. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, to start things off, we've got Meganium. It's a grass type with 150 HP. Stage 2 and evolves from Bayleaf. The ability, Early Ripening Herb. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it. Of course, this is fantastic because it's like using rare candy. Yes, you do have to have the Stage 2 Meganium on there, but with the ability to evolve anything like a Ralts or even a Beldum into Metagross GX or Gardevoir GX, respectively, it's really going to twist things up and it's going to add a little bit of flavor to the format. And then, of course, Meganium does 110 damage with Solar Beam, which requires 1 grass and 3 colorless energies. It's weak to fire, no resistance, and a retreat cost of 2. Up next, Typhlosion, which is a fire type, HP 160. It's a stage 2, evolves from a Quilava. Its ability, Burning Energy. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may choose to treat all energy attached to your Pokemon in play as red or fire energy until the end of your turn, including cards newly brought into play. This is great because there are a lot of cards out there that require you to use a lot of fire energy. I could see this working with Blacephalon GX. We'll talk a little more about that in another video. Lost Flame, which requires 4 fire energy, does 120 damage, and you put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon to the Lost Zone. The Lost Zones really come back in this set. It's weak to water, no resistance to retreat. Up next, we have Lapras, a basic Pokemon, HP of 120. Its ability is Swimming. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and return them to the top of your deck in any order. This is Acrobike, guys. This is Acrobike as an ability. It is a way to go around Trashalanche with Garbodor still running rampant throughout the format. It's a good way to keep your item cards down and still get a little bit of insight of what you're going to draw. Ice Beam, for a water and a colorless, does 50 damage, and you flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Weak to metal, no resistance, and a retreat cost of 2. Next we have Primarina, a water type with 150 HP. It's a stage 2 and it evolves from Brionne. Its ability is Harmonics. When you attach an energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you may attach up to 2 energy instead. Ignore this effect if the energy is attached with an attack, an ability other than Harmonics, or a trainer. Hypnosplash, for a water and double colorless, does 80 damage. Your opponent's Pokemon is now asleep. It's weak to grass, no resistance, and it actually has a retreat cost of 2. There's a typo. Next we have Suicune, a basic Pokemon with 110 HP. It's a water type. Its ability is Frozen Current. Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. This is a really good way to stall your opponent, especially if they have a Pokemon that is their active Pokemon that can really wreck your team. To get it back on the bench, its Aurora Gain does 70 damage, and you heal 30 damage from this Pokemon for a water and a double colorless. It's weak to grass with no resistance and a retreat cost of 1. Here is a really interesting card. Shedinja is a psychic type and it's a stage 1. It evolves from Nikata. With only 40 HP, it's a little scary, but its ability, Life Vessel, is really cool. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and attach it to one of your Pokemon as a Pokemon tool card. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize card. For a colorless energy, it does Haunt. It puts 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon, but we're using it mostly for the Life Vessel ability. It is not weak to anything, it has no resistance, and it only has a retreat cost of 1. One of my favorites, Giratina, 130 HP, Psychic type, basic Pokemon. Its ability, Torn Door, once during your turn before you attack. If this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may play it onto your bench, then put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Not only are you dealing out damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon, you also get a free rescue stretcher in a sense to bring this card back to your bench and do some damage. Shadow Impact. For 2 psychic and 1 colorless, you do 130 damage and you put 4 damage counters on 1 of your Pokemon. There are some abilities that require your Pokemon to have damage, so this will be played in decks like that. It's weak to darkness, and it has a resistance to fighting, and it has a retreat cost of 3. Here we have Wobbuffet, a psychic type with 110 HP. It's a basic Pokemon. It has the ability Shield Tail. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, each player's Prism Star Pokemon can't attack and has no abilities. Prism Stars have really started working really hard. We have Ditto Prism Star in this one, as well as Diancie Prism Star, which runs really well with Zygarde GX. This will completely nullify the abilities of those Pokemon. For a Psychic and Colorless Energy, you have Knockaway, 30 damage, flip a coin of heads. This attack does 30 more damage. It is weak to Psychic, no resistance, retreat cost of 2. Alright, we're honing down into the last part of this. We have Trumbeak. It's a stage 1, it evolves from Pikipek with 80 HP. Its ability is Mountain Fairy. Once during your turn before you attack, if this card is in your hand, you may place it in the Lost Zone. If you do, look at the top card of your opponent's deck, then return the top card to your opponent's deck. If the card is a supporter, put it in the Lost Zone instead. Once again, we're talking about Lost Zone here. Something really interesting at the end of this video, so stick around. For a double colorless, it does 30 damage for Peck. Weak to lightning, resistant to fighting, and a retreat cost of 2. Here we have Skiploom, a grass stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from Hoppip with 60 HP. Its ability, Flower Bridge. Once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a Jumpluff and switch it with this Pokemon. Place this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into the Lost Zone, then shuffle your deck. Again, with that Lost Zone, we're adding Pokemon into the Lost Zone for a certain reason. I wonder what it could be. With 1 grass energy, it does tackle for 30 damage. It is weak to lightning, resistant to fighting, and has no retreat cost. And as if you didn't see it coming, Natu from Lost Thunder. Psychic type Pokemon with 40 HP, and it's a basic. For a double colorless Lost March, this attack does 20 damage times the number of your Pokemon in the Lost Zone, excluding Pokemon Prism Star. That's right, guys. Night March has returned, this time with Natu, not with Joltik. This card is going to get played a lot. Night March was a huge format changing deck. I feel like this new one will do wonders to the format as well, shaking things up, and I can't wait. So there we have it, guys. Just some interesting Pokemon cards from Lost Thunder that I'm looking forward to. If you're interested in any of the other cards that are coming out in this set, please comment down below with what you're looking forward to. I will make a video about the GXs and the Prism Stars from the set because there are so many good cards in those as well. These were just some of the common and uncommon and rare cards that I'm looking forward to playing in my off GX decks. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. And while you're at it, hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever I go and post a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you real soon. Catch you on the flip side.